Now, continuing with part 2, and we left off with Deadshot, who is a member of the Suicide Squad, which this is convenient because now we're starting with Harley Quinn, who is another member of the Suicide Squad, even though I don't think she'll have anything to do with that in the game. And of course, her biography says, since the fall of the regime, Harley Quinn has found little solace in the incarceration of Superman. Still feeling a tremendous void left by Joker's death, Harley remains an unstable and uneasy ally. Resolute in her conviction, she refuses to let fugitives, assassins, or even criminals she once called friends stand in the way of her exacting revenge upon the man who silenced the Joker's laugh. Now, overall, I'm really looking forward to Harley Quinn because, I mean, who doesn't love Harley Quinn? She's very interesting. She looks very cool. I love how she has the hyenas, because I remember the hyenas from Batman the Animated Series. That's where I first got introduced to them. Now, the only nitpicking thing that I don't feel like I'm the only person on this one too, is that I do not like the person who voices Harley Quinn. I believe that is Tara Strong, I think. I do not like her Harley Quinn voice. I think it's too annoying. For me, I know there's probably people out there who love her as the voice of Harley Quinn, but for me, I do not love her as the voice of Harley Quinn. I think it's too high pitched and it gets too annoying after a while. I would have loved if they would have got the original Harley Quinn, the one from the animated series, because I think she's the best Harley Quinn voice. But that's the only negative thing I have about her. Overall, I think she looks cool. I think her fighting style is really awesome, and I love that she has hyenas in the game. And I'm very curious what she will do in the story. Now we have the fastest man alive, and that is, of course, the Flash. And he has a very interesting quote, and it says, "All day I've been reminded how I failed to be a hero." Now that is a very interesting quote. I'm wondering what that is referring to, because, I mean, I may have forgotten something from the first game. I don't know why, but his biography says, once known as the fastest man alive, Barry Allen has hung up his boots in public shame after defecting from the regime. However, as a new enemy threatens the innocent, the Flash returns to action, determined to redeem himself. So it sounds like he's pretty much in retirement, but he comes out of retirement because of Brainiac. And we saw teases in the trailer for Shattered Alliances Part 4 that, he might die. I don't know if he's going to die, but there were moments that it's hinting that he could die. So one of the main members of the Justice League, when they were the Justice League, could end up dying. I feel like he would probably be a very sad death. I probably would be upset about it, but who knows? Because from the trailer, Deadshot, the man who never misses, ends up shooting him in the leg, or at least that's what it looks like. I don't know. But of course, I feel like he will be the easiest fighter to be, because if you're a rookie at Injustice, kind of like in the first Injustice, if you were like just starting out, the Flash was like the best character to use because he's the easiest to use because he's so fast, you could get away really quick and stuff. So I feel like that's going to be the same way in Injustice 2. If you're a rookie, I feel like you should use the Flash because he's probably going to be the easiest to use. And also, I saw his super move. I don't know if any of you have too, and it looks really cool. He's going through like the Speed Force, going to all these different places in time and stuff. It's really cool. I think it's way cooler than his super in Injustice 1. So I'm really looking forward to the Flash, and I'm very curious if he will die, or if not, who knows what will happen to the Flash. Another newbie to Injustice 2, and who is an interesting character, is Blue Beetle. And his quote says, "I'm ready to level up." And I love the way he looks, just to kind of get that started out. I think he'll have some very interesting looks with all the different skins and stuff. Now, with his biography, I'm sorry if I say this name wrong because I didn't do any research on how to say it or anything, but so Jamie Rains, or Rays, sought Batman's help in learning to use the Scarab, an alien weapon of mass destruction bonded to his spine. Although the Scarab could pose a deadly threat to the entire planet, kind-hearted Jamie is determined to protect people wary of the corruptive influence of great power he witnessed under the regime. So like I said, I'm sorry if I said his name wrong. I didn't do any research on how to say it. But Blue Beetle is one of the characters I am looking forward to. I think he's a very interesting character. I'm very curious what he will bring to the table. Of course, I know I've said that term about 1,000 times now, so get used to it. But I think he looks really cool. I love all of his different outfits. I don't have any negatives about Blue Beetle. I just don't know. Now, recently we haven't seen much gameplay from him. It's just like when he first got revealed, there's a lot of gameplay of him, but recently there hasn't been that much, which has kind of been disappointing, but, you just got to deal with it. But overall, I think he looks great. I will really want to see how he interacts with other characters and whose side he's on, and I'm very curious what he will bring to Injustice 2 and whose side he's on. Next up, we have one of the members of the Society and the man who broke the bat, and that is Bane. After Superman's defeat, Bane was betrayed by the regime and relentlessly pursued by Batman. Having already spent most of his life in prison, he is determined to take revenge against his former regime masters and turn Gotham into a city where his rule is law. Now, I gotta say this right away, I love the way Bane looks. I think he looks way better than he did in the first game. I know there's gonna be people who wish that he's bigger, looks a lot bigger. If you've played Arkham Asylum, then maybe that type of Bane. But, no, I like him looking like this because I think he looks like he's the perfect size. He doesn't look too small. He doesn't look too big like in Arkham Asylum. I think he looks perfect, and I love his outfit, and I would love to see what all of his other outfits look like. There's one where it's like all blue or whatever. So I'm very curious. Now, the only thing that kind of sucks, though, is I think I've seen his super. In the first game, he actually did a signature move by breaking the back. It doesn't look like he'll be doing that in Injustice 2, which kind of sucks because that's his signature move. But overall, I do think Bane looks really awesome. I think he will be a very awesome character in Injustice 2, and I'm very excited to see what he does. Speaking of Batman villains, now we have another member of the Society, and that is Dr. Pamela Isley, otherwise known as Poison Ivy, who is another newcomer to the game. And her biography says, Dr. Pamela Isley was once an innovative, radical botanical biochemist, a lot of big words there, with a singular goal: make the world safe for plant life to flourish. She joins the Society to further their common interest in bringing mankind to its knees, but at heart, Ivy's desire is to ensure that in any new world order, flora dominates fauna. Honestly, I don't know what those last three words meant, but okay. I feel like Poison Ivy is kind of a weird choice, but I know I heard the guy say that there's going to be a lot of obscure characters, and of course she's one. I think she looks really awesome. I also believe that she's being voiced by the girl who voiced her in Arkham Knight. At least it sounds like her. I could be completely wrong. I think she looks really cool. I also love her super, how she has that giant piranha plant or whatever the hell it's called. So I'm looking forward to Poison Ivy and what her interactions will be between the characters. And also, like I mentioned in part 1, we know there's going to be a mole in the Society. I don't think it'll be her, but I think it would be very interesting if it was her. But, I still think it's going to be Catwoman. But, it could be Poison Ivy. I could see it. But overall, I think Poison Ivy looks amazing. She sounds great, and I love the way her fighting looks. So I'm very excited for Poison Ivy. Next up, we have the man who is believed to be the main antagonist of Injustice 2, and that is, of course, Brainiac. And his quote says, "Such folly and futility in the grand design," which he says in the Lines Are Redrawn trailer, which was my favorite trailer. And his biography says, Brainiac is a megalomaniacal genius who roams the universe, collecting knowledge to increase his intellectual and scientific prowess. Obsessed with establishing his superiority, Brainiac captured Krypton's greatest cities, then eradicated what remained, or so he thought. Tales of the last son of Krypton have reached far into the stars. Now the collector of worlds comes to Earth to finish his accumulation of Krypton and discovers a new world worthy of his collection, which, of course, that is Earth. So it sounds like the reason Brainiac is coming to Earth is because he thought he destroyed everything from Krypton, but then when he heard that, one of the people from Krypton got away and is on another planet, he goes to finish the job. Now, I will say Brainiac looks very awesome. I don't really know much about the character. I've maybe only seen him a couple times in the Justice League cartoon or something like that, but I'm very curious to see what Brainiac does. I don't think he's really going to be in the story till like halfway through, because I feel like the first half is just going to be about the new faction and what the teams are doing after the events of the first game. I feel like, yeah, he's probably not going to come into the story till like halfway through, but he looks really awesome. I really want to see his super move and all of his dialogue, because I loved how he talked in the lines of Redrawn trailer. So I am really looking forward to Brainiac. I feel like he's going to be a really awesome character to play as. Now we have Batman's sidekick, Robin, and this is the Damian Wayne version of Robin, which I believe that is the fourth Robin, and he is, of course, the son of Batman, because I believe he was born with Talia al Ghul and Bruce Wayne, of course. I think he came from Talia al Ghul. I could be wrong. I don't know. But of course, his quote says, "I'm your only son, old man." And his biography says, "Raised from birth by the League of Assassins." Well, there we go. That answers my question. Damian Wayne has always struggled with Batman's non-lethal code of honor. Now, in direct opposition with his father, Damian seeks a new mentor in Superman, whom he considers to be more of a father than Batman ever was. So, it sounds like Robin is going to be on Superman's side, because, he doesn't like how Batman's like no kill and stuff like that. So he wants to go with Superman. Now, I don't know Damian Wayne Robin that much, but I don't really know. The sword kind of throws me off. Maybe that's his character. I don't really know him that well. But I do like the way how he looks. And here's the thing. I know people are getting upset because it's looking like Red Hood might not be in the game. I know there's still characters that could get revealed. I'm just throwing this out there. There's like two ways this could happen with Red Hood, and this is one of them. Either I feel like Red Hood is either going to be a premier skin, because we know there's going to be premier skins. I feel like he could be a premier skin of Robin. There's that, or of course he could be a DLC. Which one is more likely? I really don't know. I feel like the DLC is probably more likely. I wouldn't feel like Robin would have a premier skin, but heck if I know. But I really love his super. I mean, I don't know how people don't die when they get hit by his super, but overall he looks really cool, and I really want to see not the reaction, but the relationship between Batman and Robin, since they're going against each other. Next up, we have Black Canary, who is another newcomer to Injustice 2, and her quote says, "I couldn't be there to finish the fight against Superman. I'm damn sure finishing this one." And of course, I'm sorry if I say the name wrong. I don't think I will, but I might. So sorry if I say it wrong. Her biography says, "Dinah Lance nearly sacrificed everything in her fight against the regime, but was forced to flee before the fight was done. Now, with Batman restoring order, Black Canary has returned home to set things right, vowing to never again silence her canary's cry." Now, Black Canary, I feel like, is one of the more interesting characters. I really don't know what to expect from her. Her gameplay looks really cool. I mean, I know people were comparing her to, I think, Sonya Blade. I think that's the character's name from Mortal Kombat. Like, there's a lot of similarities there. Also, I feel like her super move is weak. Like, I don't know if I'm the only one who feels that way. I feel like her super move is weak. I don't know. It's not much. I mean, all she does is basically kick you in the air. She goes up and then she just does her canary cry, and basically that's it. There's nothing really that special about it. But overall, I think Black Canary looks really cool. I don't really know what to expect from her. We know she's going to be on Batman's side, and maybe we'll see that Green Arrow, Black Canary relationship in Injustice 2, but who knows. Overall, I'm looking forward to Black Canary. Next up, we have a very interesting character who looks really awesome, and that is Swamp Thing. And of course, his quote says, "I guard the green, the plant life of Earth." So, he's kind of similar to Poison Ivy with the whole plant thing, but, he's a good guy. And, well, he's a gentle giant is basically what he is. If you're messing with the green or anything, I'm pretty sure he's not going to like that. He's going to beat the crap out of you. And his biography says, "The living elemental Swamp Thing is the protector of all plant life, what he refers to as the green. As the violent affairs of humanity threaten to impact flora worldwide, Swamp Thing prepares his return to the fray to defend the green from destruction." So we saw from the trailers and stuff that, he It's all about the green and stuff. I don't really know whose side he's on exactly. Um, I don't know. But he is definitely an interesting character. He is one of the more obscure characters, which we know we're going to get a lot of them. I'm kind of looking forward to him. His super was really cool. I like that, and he does look really badass. So I know there's a lot of people that are very happy Swamp Thing is in the game. I'm one of the people who, I don't know who he is, but once maybe I play the game, I'm going to think he's a very awesome character. So I am kind of looking forward to Swamp Thing because he looks amazing, and I don't really know what to expect from him. Next up, we have the person who I believe is the mole in the society, and that is Catwoman. And her quote says, "I've got 9 lives, I'm only a traitor in most of them." And her biography says, consistently walking the line between hero and villain, Selina Kyle's pilfering past as Catwoman prevents Batman from ever placing his full trust in her. As the ashes of the regime give rise to the sinister society, the Caped Crusader must once again speculate where this thieving feline's loyalties lie. Now, like I said, I feel like Catwoman is going to be the mole in the society, but I could be wrong. They could throw a curveball. But I feel like she's the most plausible to be the mole. I don't know. And her fighting style looks really awesome. I think she looks a lot better than she did in the first game. The first game, she kind of looked weird. But I feel like she looks a lot better. I love her super move, how she just drags you with her bike, and then she just has the bike on top of you, and it explodes. But yeah, I don't think there's going to be anything really much different from the first game for Catwoman. But I am looking forward to Catwoman. I think she looks great, and I love her super move. So Catwoman, I don't really have any negatives about her. So that's all I got with Catwoman.